What's up, everybody? Justin here with a quasi roundtable slash real quick hits for you. Alright, so today I'm gonna hit you with kind of a real quick hit, somewhat spoiler free, but also somewhat go a little more in depth with some stuff like we would in a roundtable, but obviously I'm by myself. So it's where I kind of come up with the whole not quite one thing or another. So let me just hit you with the thoughts on HBO's version of His Dark Materials. It's been a long time since I read the books. I remember enjoying the books a lot, and I liked the story. I was not one of those people that was turned off by the story or thought it was controversial in any way, but there are a lot of people that obviously were. Now, while I don't remember a lot of the particular things that happen in this story, I remember the overall theme and the overall story of kind of where it goes. So that brings us to the HBO series. The HBO series that came out last year here, and just to begin with, has fantastic actors and actresses in it. I guess even before I get into the show, I should mention briefly the abomination that was the movie a few years back. That was just garbage from top to bottom. I'm not going to say any more about it other than that, but it was not worth my time watching back when I watched it. Now, the HBO series, okay, is Dark Materials. It has, as I was starting to say, some great actors and actresses in it. Our main character, of course, being Lyra, is played by Daphne Keane. I haven't watched her in other stuff. I don't know a whole lot about her. I can tell you she plays Lyra pretty much perfectly, though. There's nothing that she does as that character that I feel like is out of place for the character of Lyra. She has this curiosity about her that she plays really well for the character. She does a fantastic job. She's kind of a shining star of the show, which is good because she's the main character. The biggest two names, of course, probably in the show to people are James McAvoy, who plays Lord Asriel, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, who plays Lee Scoresby in it. Obviously, we know them from many other things at this point, and we know that they're both extremely capable actors, and the show is spot on with, their acting abilities. James McAvoy is probably, I think, one of the best actors around right now that does not get enough credit. Hopefully, you've watched Split. I think Split shows, and even Glass show, just how brilliant of an actor he is. And he plays Lord Asriel to a T. He has those moments of gentleness and those moments of just unbridled anger inside of him. It's just great acting on his part. And Lin-Manuel Miranda as Lee Scoresby, it's kind of a character that fits perfect in line of what you envision or what you think about when you think about Lin-Manuel Miranda. The other characters in it, and actors, I should say, there are a bunch of them that do really stand out. Ruth Wilson, who plays Miss Coulter, stands out really well, too. She probably emotionally stands out the most in that she plays this character that has this, dark side to her and this craziness that's just bubbling underneath the surface all the time. And I think emotionally, just in her acting, her words, her body language, her facial expressions, you can see that is always just right there under the surface. So it's, as a somebody watching you feel her as that character and kind of see that there's more to her character than meets the eye, even right from the start when you first meet her. And then the lady, I believe it's Anne Marie Duff, who plays Ma Costa, does a great job with that character too. Ma Costa having a lot of emotional moments in the movie. She does a great job bringing those through, but she also does a great job kind of being a mentor at times to the character of Lyra. So I believe the series, like I said, it's been a while since I read the book. I believe the series follows the story really well from what I can remember of the first book, and really takes us to, this alternate world, if you will. And it progresses basically through the whole first book. From my memories, it doesn't stop short or continue on farther than that. It takes us to that moment. We do get some amazing special effects in the demons, which are their little animal companion spirits, if you will. We have our bear. Why can I not think of his name right now? Let me pause and I'll be right back to you. Alright, we're back. The bear's name is Lorik, the armored bear. And he has his own story that he goes through himself, that it plays a big part in the show, and about Lyra and his connection and how their friendship kind of forms. The special effects of the bear of Lorik are awesome. It's a show that I think a lot of people will enjoy. It does have some slow moments, but it's expected, especially when you're trying to translate a book. I think translating a book into a series like this works a lot better than translating into a movie, because you get 8 episodes, 9 episodes, so 8 or 9 hours to tell this story rather than 2.5 hours on a movie screen. So it does let you get a lot more in depth, and this gets a lot more in depth and a lot closer to the idea of the book versus what that movie did a few years ago. If I had to, kind of rank where His Dark Materials is, I would say it's a show that probably is about the 3.5 to 4 star range. Only because it does leave some of the fat, if you will, in the story, that could get trimmed off a little bit and speed up the process. But again, those who really, really, really are into the book should be really happy with this overall, because it doesn't necessarily trim the fat. So I know I'm being a little contradictory there in saying that I appreciate it being a series versus a movie, because it has the extra length and it has the extra story to it. But at the same time, I'm also going, oh, you could trim the fat. I know that's being contradictory. Definitely worth giving a watch if you like fantasy and kind of, I guess I shouldn't call it's not a high fantasy story, but fantasy coming of age kind of story with a much deeper story and thing going on with dust and gods and that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into all that because that will start spoiling the story and where it goes. I would suggest, maybe you watch this and then start reading the books, or maybe you read the books and then watch it. Or you can just watch it and not read the books. But I think I have a better understanding of the story, of the show, of the characters, and what they're trying to get across by having read the books in the past. So I do suggest reading them. They are a good book. Understand at the time, and even today, there's probably still some controversy from a lot of people about some of the overall story. Again, I don't want to go into it because it will spoil where the series is going. if you're a person who's just going to watch the show. So I would say, give it a watch, see what you think, and then let me know. Comment down below. If you haven't already, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, share the channel, send us your thoughts. Let us know what kind of things you want to see us do. And anyways, this is Justin signing out. Peace. 9